Hey everyone, this lesson is on vitamin C. So in this lesson we're going to talk about where we can get vitamin C from our diet. We're going to also talk about the metabolic processes we need vitamin C for, including catecholamine biosynthesis and other processes as well. We're also going to talk about what happens when we actually ingest vitamin C and how we absorb it and excrete it from our body. So vitamin C is also known as ascorbic acid. It is an essential water-soluble vitamin. It's required for several processes. One of those is acting as a reducing agent in collagen synthesis. Another one is acting as a cofactor for enzymes in the carnitine biosynthesis pathway. And another one is acting as a cofactor for enzymes in the catecholamine synthesis pathway. We're going to talk in more detail in the next slide about each of these processes. So we get vitamin C from our diet, and vitamin C is found in citrus fruits and various vegetables. So we can remember citrus fruits with a C for vitamin C. So citrus fruits like oranges, mangoes, those types of fruits, but we can also get it in tomatoes and strawberries, and we can also get it from vegetables like potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli. So again, think of those citrus fruits. And if we don't get enough vitamin C, if we have a vitamin C deficiency, this causes the condition known as scurvy. So why do we need vitamin C? We talked about those few processes before where vitamin C is required. Vitamin C is required in collagen synthesis. The process of collagen synthesis uses iron, and it actually oxidizes iron from ferrous to ferric, so Fe2+ to Fe3+, through a hydroxylation reaction. And vitamin C actually acts as a reducing agent, so it reduces Fe3+ to Fe2+, so ferric back to ferrous ion. Now, vitamin C is also used in catecholamine synthesis. So in the process of catecholamine synthesis, when we have dopamine and dopamine becomes acted on by the enzyme dopamine beta hydroxylase, that enzyme, dopamine beta hydroxylase, actually requires vitamin C. So that is why we need vitamin C in catecholamine synthesis to produce norepinephrine. And the third process where vitamin C is required is carnitine biosynthesis. Carnitine biosynthesis, there's actually a couple of enzymes. The first enzyme in the pathway requires vitamin C, so the conversion of trimethyllysine to 3-hydroxy-N-trimethyllysine by the enzyme trimethyllysine hydroxylase requires vitamin C and iron, Fe2+. And the last enzyme in the pathway, converting gamma-butyrobetane to L-carnitine via the enzyme gamma-butyrobetane hydroxylase, also requires vitamin C and Fe2+ as well. So the first and the last enzymes in the carnitine biosynthesis pathway require vitamin C too. So if you haven't checked my catecholamine synthesis or carnitine biosynthesis lessons, please check those out as well if you want more details on these pathways. So these are where vitamin C is required for our body, where we need it: collagen synthesis, catecholamine synthesis, and carnitine biosynthesis. So how do we absorb and metabolize vitamin C? Vitamin C is again taken in our diet, and it is a water-soluble vitamin. So it can be ingested, but it has to be actively absorbed within the small intestine. It's not a lipid-soluble vitamin. So it's absorbed in the small intestines. Any excess that is not absorbed in the small intestines is actually degraded in the intestines. There is a process of reversible oxidation to what we call dehydroascorbic acid. Dehydroascorbic acid is also an active form as well. And if we take up too much, if we absorb too much vitamin C, the vitamin C is actually essentially just excreted in our urine when the blood levels of ascorbic acid are high. So generally the number is roughly greater than 80 milligrams per day. So again, if we have greater than 80 milligrams per day of vitamin C, our blood levels of ascorbic acid rise, and if it hits a certain threshold, we generally excrete it in the urine. So if you're essentially taking a lot of vitamin C supplements, you are going to activate that process and simply excrete it in your urine, so you're really not using it at all. But again, we need a certain amount. So this is how we absorb, metabolize, and excrete it. So this is the basic process of vitamin C absorption and metabolism. Vitamin C is actively absorbed in the small intestines. If it's not absorbed, it gets degraded in the intestines. There is a threshold of blood levels of ascorbic acid. Generally, they say around greater than 80 milligrams per day of ascorbic acid is going to hit that threshold. And once you pass that threshold, you're essentially going to excrete whatever is past that threshold out in the urine. So that is the general process of vitamin C absorption, metabolism, and distribution within our body. So now that we know where we can get vitamin C in our diet, why we need vitamin C, and how we absorb it and metabolize it, we're going to talk about what happens when we don't have enough vitamin C in our diet, so vitamin C deficiency. So we're going to talk about that in the next lesson. So if you haven't already, please consider liking, subscribing, clicking the notification bell for more lessons like this one. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.